KP.
And I'm Shelby.
And we're...
Hey guys!
No, that's you next. I'm Shelby. Oh no, I start.
Oh, I say hey guys!
I'm KP.
And I'm Shelby. And we're...
Those Christian lesbians.
Hi guys. Hello.
This is Nala.
So, this week we are going to share a bit of our love story. How we met and how we came to actually become engaged.
We met because we had mutual friends, and it was like a group of people, and like so I kind of like knew of her or whatever. The thing is that she was friends with this girl I really didn't like, and she was like best friends with her. So like I didn't really want anything to do with her ever.
Sometime in freshman year, I don't even remember what was happening. I was going through a rough time.
And she was crying for some reason.
Who knows? I was 18. Who knows? And
no, you were 19. You just turned 19. 19-year-olds shouldn't cry like that. Just kidding. So, over Christmas break, I was like praying, and I had remembered while I was praying that she had been crying like that, and I was like, oh, like, I should check in on her. I sent her a Facebook message and just said like, hey, last time I saw you were crying. Just want to let you know I prayed for you and hope everything's going well over Christmas break. And she responded, and we started talking and like just like hit it off.
We were fast friends.
And so when we got back to school, we scheduled a coffee date with each other, and the coffee date ended up lasting like
4
something hours. It was a really long time.
And then the rest is history. So guys, next time on...
No, you gotta say it.
Say what?
What happened?
Oh. So, we became best friends. So that was like January of 2011.
11.
And then...
Over the summer, I didn't know it, and she didn't know it, but we both had been like, oh, snap.
I think I like her more than a friend. I went kiss. Lesbian jokes had been pointed at me in the past, but the culture that I grew up in, like, that was like a very bad thing. So obviously the word lesbian had a very bad taste in my mouth, so I never really would consider that option.
I think we both thought it was like a phase that would quickly go away.
Yeah.
But then it didn't.
So, I mean, we both started to express interest in wanting to take our relationship to like the next level. Just as we got like counsel and different things from other people, trying to figure out like what are we supposed to do, because the whole situation was scaring the crap out of me, and everyone was like, you can't do this, like you need to set boundaries, you need to make sure that like either you can't be friends with her or you need to figure out how to just be friends with her.
Like they told us like that we couldn't, well, they told us we couldn't be friends, and then they were like, if you are going to be friends, like you have to have like really strict boundaries, like you can't hug, like if you're going to take pictures with each other, you can't like put your arm around each other, like super strict boundaries. We tried, yeah. So it was horrible. We would go like a month and be like good, and then I would like hug her or spend time with her and just be like,
it wasn't reasonable.
Yeah.
Right?
Hi, baby.
You forget already.
This is Zara. Hi, Zara.
We had a lot of other, I think, issues that just happen when two 19-year-olds spend every waking moment together. I think unhealthy habits and relationships tend to form, and I think everyone was so focused on us wanting to be more than friends that no one was necessarily realizing that, like, apart from the fact that we wanted to be more than friends, there were some unhealthy tendencies that were like really beginning to develop.
Yeah, we were codependent, which is a problem in lesbian relationships. And if that's something that you think that might be going on in your relationship, and you're in a female-female relationship, like, seriously, consider it, look into it, because it's a thing for lesbians. It's a thing for everyone. But our premarital counselor or whatever was telling us how, like, this is, like, super common in lesbian relationships to be and become codependent on each other. So don't be afraid of that word. Like, yeah, you got a lot of work to do, but, like, it's possible.
We'll talk more about kind of how we overcame that codependent stage of our relationship and kind of the steps we took. Ultimately, it led to us deciding to take a year break from our friendship. So for an entire year, we didn't speak or text or talk or communicate or anything.
During the year we were apart, we really, like, were very intentional about taking time and focusing on, like, our relationships with the Lord, because I had definitely fallen aside in the midst of, like, figuring out everything else that was going on in our lives.
It was something that we felt we needed to do, and I think ultimately is what saved our relationship. The year ended, and KB contacted me, like, hey, do you want to have coffee? I think at first I was really hesitant and scared because I still didn't really know how I felt about, like, what if I do still really like her? Like, I don't know. I don't think I can take this any further than a friendship. But at the same time, I deeply, deeply, deeply missed her.
So after that year, I went to China for 6 months, which is a whole nother story. And it allowed us to kind of
reestablish our friendship.
Before anything else, before any, like, oh, how much time am I spending with you, how much time am I spending with other people, like, before any of that was, like, a consideration, really. We just worked on just, like, talking.
She got back from China in December. She surprised me at my house, which my mom and sister helped with.
When I flew back from China, I told her I was flying back to the town where my mom lives, but I flew back to her town, and she flipped out. She threw her phone across the room, and she was like, ah!
I was really sleepy, and I got a phone call from her at like 6 in the morning, and she just told me that she got trapped in Phoenix and that she needed to she couldn't get a hold of her mom, so she needed to talk to my mom. And I was like, okay, and I was, like, really sleepy, and, like, I stumbled up the stairs to, like, go try to find my mom, and then she's standing in my kitchen. It was a really, really great day. We led into the school year, and then I think it was very quickly evident to both of us that, like, we had, like, extremely matured since the last time that we were friends. And I think we did have that whole time while she's in China just to get to, like, know each other and who we really were now. But at the same time, like, we wanted more. Like, we didn't want to just be friends. And even just, like, dreaming about my wedding day, I didn't want her to be my maid of honor next to me. I wanted her to be my bride in front of me.
Hey, wait, that's a funny story. So we were just, like, talking one night, and it was, like, late at night or whatever, and we were just talking, and I was like, what are, like, your dreams for the future, or something like that? And I'm thinking she's gonna say, like, a career path she wants to go down, or, like, a problem she wants to solve. And she was like, I want my wedding to be with you as my bride. And I was like, okay, that's not the dream I thought you were gonna say, but
Which, this is probably, like, February at this point. I didn't actually ask her to be my girlfriend until April, so we're still very much in this, like, we're both straight. We're trying to figure out what this is. It's probably just a fluke type of thing. And I want to say it was, like, February or March, we tried to date. It took, like, granted, the campus we were on, being in a same-sex relationship wasn't okay, and you could potentially get suspended and expelled for being in one, so everything was in hiding. So not only because the people around us didn't approve of it, but also because we could get in severe trouble, and we're both trying to finish college degrees that had cost a lot of money, and we didn't want to jeopardize any of that. So I had, like, 3 months left. She had the 3 months plus another semester left. So we tried to kind of date for, like, 3 days, and then I think the pressure for both of us to, like, be hiding and everything was honestly too much. Plus, I didn't really know how I felt about the whole issue, and, like, I'd grown up my whole life being told being gay is wrong, being gay is wrong, being gay is wrong, and that's really a hard thing to kind of overcome, even when you're faced with facts that you think are contrary to what you've always believed. It's still kind of a mantra that's in your head. It took me a really long time to get out of that. So the first round of dating was not successful at all. I think we both hoped that we could date in the future, but we realized that our current
Yeah.
circumstances weren't the time to try. In April, we had taken a trip to Columbus, which we did a lot just to kind of like get away from everyone on campus and to just kind of like focus on us. And we had gone to On the Border, and we were talking.
It was a date.
It was a date.
We went on a
It really
date.
was a date. And
halfway through the date, she said something about like, oh, this is a nice friend date. And I was like, no. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I can't do this anymore. This like half in, half out. What are we not? Like, no.
she told me to get in the pool or get out.
I said, stop dipping your feet in. Either get out or dive in, because I'm not doing this sticking toes in and no. We're going to do it or we're not.
I think I like let it sink in. We probably sat in silence for a while, and like 20 minutes later I asked her to be my girlfriend on April 12th, 2014. Then we were officially dating. We had like a month left of college. We were in a relationship, but I don't think anyone knew until like the middle of summer, and even then it was only one person that we told who we knew also would identify as gay, and we felt like we could trust them.
Yeah. But even then, we were terrified to tell
Oh
her.
yeah, it was terrifying.
Shout out to MJ. Hey. Then after that kind of started our process. Like after we came out to the first person, we didn't know how, we knew that she had been gay, but like she was still a Christian, so we didn't know if she had like, if she was gonna be like, oh, that was my past, like I rebuke you type of thing, or if she was gonna be super awesome. And she was super awesome. And after we told her, we kind of realized like, hey,
This isn't so bad.
this isn't so bad. So the next person we told was your mentor. And
We told probably like 5 or 6 other people shortly
Yeah.
after that, and
but each time it was like, it was scary. It was super scary, because even to this day some of them aren't supportive, but like they were so kind. And so like that's all that I could ask from them, you know. Even as we were kind of starting the process of telling people, neither one of us could ever have imagined coming out to our parents. Like,
or even identifying as gay.
or yeah. That's the thing. Yeah, we didn't even identify
It was still
as gay.
like we're attracted to men, but I think this is like an exception type of thing, and I think we probably both still identified as straight like 3 or 4 months into our relationship.
Yeah.
Then I think we finally came to terms with being bisexual, which KP still identifies as, but it wasn't until probably a full year later that I really came to terms with the fact that I identify as a lesbian.
Yeah, so our YouTube channel name's a little bit misleading,
It's bi erasure, but
I'm in a lesbian relationship and I'm gonna marry into a lesbian relationship or whatever. So like, I'm okay with it. But yes, I do still identify as bisexual. But that was something that you like. It was easy to identify as that initially.
it's an easy bridge to just kind of figure out where you stand.
Yeah.
So, we, there's a lot of really, I think, awesome and really painful parts of like the first year of our relationship. I'm sure we'll talk about them more as time goes on. We got really hurt by a church, but we also found a really accepting church after that, and a pastor who really, really poured into us shortly after that too. That really kind of healed some of those wounds. We had tons of people who were super happy for us. I think I went through a really hard period with my parents. So, I mean, it was definitely a year of ups and downs through our first year of dating.